Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Solo Leveling Episode 11, A Knight Who Defends an Empty Throne. This was probably the most action-packed episode. So let's kind of let me get through I'm going to go into spoilers, but I really enjoyed this episode. I'm going to go through the B story real quick, and then we'll touch on Jinwoo's story. So there are two things happening that are outside of our purview. One of them is that all the S ranked hunters, um, they have a meeting and they're meeting in a roof. They're gonna go into kind of like this secret mission. We don't really know what's going on there yet, but we know that they're all together for a reason. It's probably something big because you can see all the big guns happening, right? And we do see a phone call from I forget the name of the main hunters, but one of the main ones. He mentions to the owner of the guild that we've also seen. I'm really bad with those names because I don't care much about the stories at the moment. But he tells them like, "Thank you for letting us do this. We're gonna go into our mission." We also have a quick scene with Jinho and a family dinner. We get to meet his brother, who we see that is not only his brother's kind of an asshole to him. So I can see why Jinho's trying to like make his own way. Of course, we know that both their dad is the big corporate guy that's trying to get into the guild business. Um, so that's kind of it. His brother just tells like he warns Jinho like stay out of my way. Stop steal. I don't care what you're doing as long as it doesn't interfere with what I'm doing. So he's been warned. Um, Now that's kind of all in the periphery because the main story here is Jinwoo finally has to do that job quest that he was offered at the end of the last episode. And boy, let me tell you, it's a good one. It's really, really cool. Like it's finally testing all his skills. And it's really gonna push him to the edge, I think. So he goes into this castle. He's attacked by some knights. That he's attacked by different creatures that really not only are reminiscent of enemies that he's fought in the past, like there's one with the knights have the really tough armor that his blade can penetrate. There are wizards that have the power like one of the guys had at the cave. And then there's also like these assassins that have the stealth feature that Kaza had in a few episodes ago. So he's got to kind of go up against all those things again. He does eventually clear the dungeon, but in this point, he can recover his mana. He can recover his stats. He just kind of has to keep fighting through it all. And he comes into the throne room where we see the Red Knight that we saw. The Red Knight was teased right at the beginning of the episode, and then we kind of left him there and went back. the The Red Knight has I think it's called the Blood Knight. It has such a cool design. Like it's incredible. Like I love it. I'm gonna go actually check what he looks like in the text or in the book because I bet it looks super cool. Like a lot of the designs that they're doing a really good job at adapting the character designs, but there's just something about the first time you see a character on a manga or a manga or like a comic that they really go all out with the design, right? Because they want to get it, they want that first introduction to be super cool. So I want to check that out. But yeah, this Red Knight is strong. Like that, there's no other way about it. He's just strong, and Jinwoo has the fight of his life. Like he is Red Knight is stronger. He's just as fast as him. He has armor. By this point, Jinwoo also was able to collect armor on his own from the previous part of the dungeon, and they just go into this all-out battle. It's really great. Jinwoo is losing, but he finds a way. I don't even want to like just go watch the fight because it's really really cool. And we see just that Jinwoo is not always ready for what's about to happen, and also this is probably one of the quests that has pushed them the furthest. Because even after he's able to kill the Red Knight by pure luck, as he even mentions it, there's still a second part of the quest. The quest is not over. Uh, after the Red Knight disappears, Jinwoo now has to face like infinite knights, like the ones he was facing on in the dungeon, and just survive as long as he can. And that's kind of where the episode leaves off. We see that he's been doing it for 5 minutes, but he's running out of stats real quick. He's running out of stamina. He's running out of mana, just running out of danger. As once again, they did the thing where he has a stone to get out of there, and he drops it because he gets hit, which happened in the other fight as well. Which is interesting that they would use the same little trick again. I don't know. Hopefully, by the next time they come up with something else, or like Jinwoo, he really needs to spend a lot more time on his intellect because he's not thinking clearly there, obviously. So, but yeah, great fight. I can't wait to see what happens next. I think we're pretty close to the end of the season because I think this is only going to be 12 or 13 episodes. Maybe not. I hope not. I hope it's more. But maybe we'll take a break after this. I don't really know the release calendar for this. So if you know how many episodes we're getting in season one, let me know down in the comments. But as always, let me know what you thought of this episode, and thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.